The ACE prosodic tests consists of typical threshold measurement by means of an adaptive algorithm. The word stress pattern test is an identification task to assess the temporal coding of sound. It was developed by a European consortium consisting of companies and universities of Belgium, the Netherlands, Italy and Romania. This project was funded by a European 7th Framework Research Grant. It is known that in many languages, prosody contributes to the processing of semantics, syntax, discourse structure, and also paralinguistic information. Linguistically relevant constructions that are cued by low-frequency information were identified in different Germanic and Romance languages. Stress is such a construction, which plays an important role in the prosodic coding at the lexical and the semantic level. Stress is an abstract property of a word, and the realization of stress is accent. Accent is often expressed by changes in the fundamental frequency. As said in the General ACE video, it is believed that the coding of this low-frequency information, or TFS, can be affected in case of hearing impairment. It is also believed that this TFS coding by cochlear implants is limited. Based on an inventory of over 30,000 Dutch, Italian and Romanian syllables, pseudo-words have been constructed. They consist of syllables that are possible in these three languages, that consist of frequently occurring phonemes, and that are sonorant. These syllables consist of the consonants, M, and N, and the vowels, A, I, and U. 3 of these syllables were concatenated to simulate a word. A pitch accent was imposed on one of the 3 syllables. This consists of a rise of F0 followed by its reversing to its original value of 200 Hz. The rise, delta F0, is variable, and ranges from 0 to 208 Hz. The test consists of an identification task. The listener has been familiarized with the 3 different stress positions during the training. It is a closed set. After each presentation, the listener should identify the syllable containing the accent. He or she will typically respond 1, 2, or 3, corresponding to the first, second or third syllable containing the accent. An adaptive algorithm changes delta F0 in function of the listener's response. It converges to the smallest delta F0 that is still perceived by the listener. This is the just noticeable difference, or JND. After a correct answer, delta becomes smaller, and vice versa. Internal controls and stochastic processes improve the test efficacy and accuracy. The graph shows the responses and how the algorithm converges to threshold. The cumulative responses for each delta can be followed on the histogram. Please notice that the cue to discriminate the sounds lies in the difference in fundamental frequency, together with the differences in the harmonics. Since phase locking is believed to be essential for the coding of low frequencies, ACE contains the possibility to low-pass filter the pseudo-words. In this case, all spectral content above 300 Hz is removed from the sound. Now the cue for discrimination is only contained in the low frequencies. How to use and interpret the test results. Since this test is fairly new, its use and interpretation still have to be explored. It is believed that the absolute value of the JND gives an idea of the low-frequency coding of the cochlea. Preliminary data show that listeners with normal hearing have JNDs of about 15 Hz on average. In contrast to the other tests, huge variations were found between listeners. several listeners with normal hearing had a JND of up to 60 Hz. Time will have to clarify the relevance of this. It is anticipated that the results may be different in listeners with high-frequency or low-frequency sensorineural hearing loss, with hearing aids or cochlear implants. In addition, it is anticipated that within one subject, the difference between the JND, without, or with, low-pass filtering, is indicative of problems with the coding of temporal fine structure. Indeed, while the unfiltered sound still contains high-frequency cues, the filtered sound does not. Bad coding of temporal fine structure may therefore result in a higher JND with these filtered sounds, whereas the JND with unfiltered sounds may remain better.